Noisy Pixel.
In a world where we rely on mobile devices to get information about what is happening in the world, it's tough to think of a time when all that could be taken away. In the event that this technology-driven world we have built crumbles, we as humans would need to go back to the basics to receive news on what is going on around us. In the latest DLC from developer 11-Bit Studios, this scenario is explored. My name is Brad Crespo, and this is Noisy Pixel's review for This War of Mine: Stories of the Last Broadcast. This War of Mine: Stories, the Last Broadcast, tells the story of two individuals, Malik and Esma, who live in the war-torn city of Bagoran during the middle of the Grozny Civil War. The couple attempts to make a difference in the world by providing news to citizens through radio signals. Being disabled, Malik isn't capable of going out in the world, so instead, he focuses on handling the broadcast side of things, which leaves following leads and gathering information to Esma. During the game, players will decide which news to share with Malik, which alters the game's story. This freedom left up to the player was impressive and interesting, and I enjoyed some of the thrilling and challenging moments created based on my choices. Although the game focuses heavily on the survival aspect of living in this world, the story can often feel slow due to the nature of the game's systems. Players will need to focus on keeping Esma healthy in order to go out and get the news from Malik. If she's unable to get the news he needs, the story doesn't progress. This requires a bit of time spent on resting, waiting, and gathering materials in order to make sure she is able to survive, because if she dies, it's game over. Gameplay aside, I love the look of the world and the character designs. The developer understands the environment, and it shows during every minute of gameplay. It's great that 11-Bit Studios is continuing to support This War of Mine years after its release. When it comes to This War of Mine: Stories, the Last Broadcast, I found the game challenging in a good and bad way. It was tough to see these characters struggle to survive, and I felt immersed in the world as I did my best to keep them alive. But the gameplay loop can get repetitive after a while. In the end, This War of Mine: Stories, the Last Broadcast is a story worth experiencing, and one that fans new and old shouldn't pass up. Noisy Pixel is giving This War of Mine: Stories, the Last Broadcast a 7 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please consider subscribing and hitting that bell to keep up with all of our future content.